Hello, my name is Kristen, and I'll be spending the next 5 months down at McMurdo Station in Antarctica. Obviously, my friends and family had a lot of questions about what I'll be doing down there. So I decided to do a little Q&A to answer those questions. And I assume there will be follow-up questions. So I'll probably do a few more of these videos. So if you do have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. So without further ado, I've got about 12 questions here. The first one, what is my job going to be? I will be the retail clerk. My profession is travel guiding. So retail clerk, it's customer service. It all goes together. But it was the one job that I could do down there. I don't cook and I don't science. I like science. I just don't. So I can retail clerk. That's what I'll be doing. Next question. Have you been before? I have. Back in 2019, I went on vacation. We flew down to Argentina and left on a boat at the southern tip of the continent of South America, at the town of Ushuaia. We got on a boat and went 2.5 days on the Drake Passage. It was something else. I stayed in bed most of the time. But once we got to the Antarctic Peninsula, it was nice and smooth. We went to the little inlets and the bays and got off the big boat onto these little small blow-up Zodiac boats so that we could explore. We went snowshoeing, played with penguins, did a polar bear plunge, ironically, since there's no polar bears down there, and had a really, really amazing time. And then it was a 2-day boat ride back to Argentina. So yes, I did get to go, but the one thing I realized was that was not enough time in such an interesting place. So that's why I want to work down there. Let's see. Will I have to share a room? Oh, yeah. Space is limited, as you can imagine. My understanding, and keep in mind, all of my questions, all these answers are going to be to my understanding right now. That's because I haven't been down there yet. I go within the week is when I fly out. So all these answers are what I've been told by my managers or other people on YouTube who have been down there before. So this is to my understanding. I will have about 5 roommates because the newbies get the short end of the stick, and that's okay. I get that. Pay your dues. So I'll have 5 roommates, and it'll be, other than when I was in the military, I've never had 5 roommates before, so it's going to be interesting. But I consider myself really easy to get along with, so I don't think there's going to be a problem with that. Let's see. Days off. Will I have days off? This question was from one of my tour guiding friends, and they were thinking along the lines of, if you worked out on a cruise ship that goes down to Antarctica, those poor sad people do not get any days off. They work like months at a time, no days off. It's terrible. But me, I'm working at the general store. So I will work 6 days on, 1 day off, and my days are 9-hour days. So I'm contracted to work 54 hours a week. So, is what it is. I'm down in Antarctica, whatever. I'll make it work. Next question. What do you do to shop for food and supplies? Well, all food is taken care of. There's a cafeteria that is open 24 hours a day. Apparently there's pizza that you can purchase, 24 hours purchase, you can get for free for 24 hours a day. Fun fact, I made a conscious effort of losing 10 pounds this past month because I know I'm going to eat like the food is free when I get down to Antarctica. No matter how old I get or how financially stable I get, free food, easily accessible, I'm a sucker. It's okay. So I intend to expand a bit so all my clothes will fit by the end of the season. I won't outgrow them. That's my plan. So, and as for buying supplies and stuff, the one store on McMurdo is where I'll be working, and that will have everything from shampoo and conditioner to cigarettes and booze and my beloved diet soda, which is the most important thing to me. I'm going to have to cut back a lot, I think, just so I don't buy out the store. But these are the sacrifices we make for Antarctica. Next question, how many people live down there? So McMurdo Station is the largest station at all on the whole continent of Antarctica, which is has a bunch of science stations down there from different countries. McMurdo has between 800 and 1,000 people every astral summer, which is the Northern Hemisphere's winter, it's their summer down there. So I'm leaving October 4th. I'll be down there to March 1st, and that's their summertime. So what was the question? Oh, how many people live down there? So of that 800 to 1,000 people who live down there, gosh, about half of them are people like me who are basically doing all the jobs that it takes to keep a city running, like cooks and janitors and maintenance and fire department and post office and store and all that. And then the other people are scientists who fly in to do short rotations. You know, they'll go out to the remote work camps and do science stuff, and then they'll fly back home. So whatever long their grant is for is how long they'll stay. So they need food and services along the way, and that's what we provide in the service industry. Is there a medical clinic? Oh God, I hope so. Yeah, there is. Fun fact: this year the head medical guy is Dr. Disney. I just thought that was a cute name. So Dr. Disney and his Mickey Mouse friends will will have a clinic there and a nursing staff. That said, if anything major happens, you do have to be airlifted out back to New Zealand, which is the closest of anything to where McMurdo is located. So Lord willing and the creek don't rise, that does not happen to me, because I can just imagine breaking a wrist playing pickleball or something at the gym. Why'd you have to get life flighted out of Antarctica? Well, yeah. Let's see. Temperature range. What am I looking at for temperatures? So I did a little research on that, and during the astral summer, the average highs are about 28 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average lows are about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So, which I'll be honest, that's a balmy Iowa winter where I grew up, so I'm not too fazed about the weather. But there's going to be sunshine and a lot of it, so that's good. Let's see, what will my duties be? So as a retail clerk in the store, I will be basically checking people out, of course. I will be getting stuff from the warehouse, transferred to the back stock room, unpackaging everything, putting it on the shelves, making sure everything is priced appropriately, and displays, window displays. So I got to get my creativity on. It's going to look like New York's Fifth Avenue at Christmas time or something. It'll be some paper mache, I'm sure. Let's see. Will I have to wear good insulated clothes 24 hours a day? No. Fun fact, from my understanding, my dormitory, my cafeteria, and my work are all in the same building, which is fine with me. The only time I'll ever have to leave the building is to go to the gymnasium or go to the bar. They have a bar and a coffee shop. 2 bars, I think. They don't serve alcohol, but you can BYOB. So no, my understanding also is that it's actually pretty warm inside the buildings, because it's not just humans are keeping warm, it's everything else, the equipment and all that. So they encourage us to bring t-shirts as opposed to long sleeve insulated things for being indoors all day. So let's see, how long will I be in Christchurch before I go for Antarctica? So what normally happens is they fly you from the United States all the way down to Christchurch, Antarctica, Christchurch, New Zealand. And then you're there for a couple of days. You do some in-processing, get all your full weather gear that you may need, depending on your job. And then you will get an ice flight where you actually go from Christchurch, New Zealand to Antarctica. Theoretically, this should be about a 3 or 4 day turnaround time. Doesn't always happen that way. So, in fact, everyone I've talked to said you will be delayed in Christchurch. Oh no, oh darn, I have to spend a little time in Christchurch, New Zealand that I didn't anticipate, while staying at a hotel that's free and getting a buttload of money for per diem each day. So I'm hoping that I get delayed for a bit, just because, I mean, that'd be fun. I've never been to New Zealand. It's my, the Australia, New Zealand, I'm claiming it as a continent together, but that is my 7th continent, my final continent, since I've already been down to Antarctica. So I'd love to spend a little extra time on the front end and possibly on the back end as well. Oh, and that question was from one of my New Zealand friends, so maybe I'll hook up with you. Are you looking forward to comparing Scott Base and McMurdo Station? So McMurdo Station is the American base, right there at McMurdo Sound. And Scott Base is a New Zealand base. It's quite a bit smaller. That's just a couple miles away. You can actually walk there if you wanted to. Unfortunately, in order to go to Scott Base, you have to have an invitation. But in years past, pre-pandemic, they used to do American night at the bar. So at their bar. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I'd like to try to finagle an invitation to go visit it, because why not? I'm down there. And there's not a lot of other things to do down there. There's no tourist at McMurdo Station on Ross Island, which is the place where we're at. So one more thing to see. Do you think you'll get to Amundsen Scott Station? Amundsen Scott Station is another station just like McMurdo Station that's run by the Americans. But this is the South Pole, like flat out the South Pole, Amundsen Scott South Pole Station. I highly doubt I will get a chance to go down there. There would be no reason. It's about 850 miles to get to the South Pole from McMurdo. That's how big Antarctica is. So there's just no reason for me to go this year. But the gentleman who hired me for being the retail clerk at McMurdo does hire for the South Pole as well. So it would be very easy to just tap my boss on the shoulder and say, hey, can I go work, down in the South Pole in future years? So, but this year I'll be at McMurdo the whole time, I'm assuming. So those are all the questions I have for right now. Once again, if you do have additional questions, follow up. I'm more than happy to answer them. I geek out about sharing this amazing stuff with people. So leave questions in the comments, and thank you for watching, and stay joyful.